Do I know colors? Do I know anything at all? Hey everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I am continuing, which may or may not become an actual series on this channel, of my favorite polishes from a brand. For today's brand, I am going to go through my Cirque Colors collection. Similar to the Holo Taco video, which I posted recently, I'll link that in the cards and down in the description box. I had a really hard time deciding on what my favorites from Cirque were. I have been purchasing polishes from Cirque Colors since around 2016 or 2017, I believe. So I have a lot of things that I've had a lot of time to wear. But first, if you like this style of video from me, please do not forget to give the video a like and comment. I need all of the engagement help, please. If you're new here and you like, you know, chit chat videos, swatches, yada, 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 hit subscribe. Thanks. I will link in the description box all of the polishes that are actually still available from the brand. And also, I do want to note, the polishes featured in this video are going to be a mixture of things that I personally purchased from the brand, as well as things that the brand sent me in PR. I am a brand affiliate with Cirque Colors, but this video is not sponsored. I also have a coupon code for the Cirque Colors website. If you use code Nicole Loves Nails, you can save 10% off on everything on their website. That code also works for Beyond Polish, which is a nail polish stockist page that also sells Cirque Colors polishes. I will try to remember to link all the places that I know of that sell Cirque Colors online. They're also on Amazon, Etsy, and there's a couple of international places as well. So yeah, everything is linked in the description box for the people who want it. There's timestamps down there. Let's get into this. The first and hardest color for Cirque Colors for me to decide from was going to be pink, because I absolutely love pink. The first pink that I grabbed was Pinkies Up. This is in their shimmer graphic formula, which has quickly become one of my favorite formulations from the brand, which is really comical because I remember when I first heard of the shimmer graphics, I was very confused at why it was a trademarked word.
I don't know what's going on.
If you're unfamiliar with Cirque's shimmer graphics line, the shimmer graphics are polishes that have a variety of shimmer colors plus a silver holographic hex glitter. As everyone is aware, I absolutely love shimmer plus holographic. I think it's one of the best combinations for a nail polish like in existence. Shimmers Up came out in the Twisted Tea Party collection, which was last year, I believe. And this is a pink base with a gold to green shifting shimmer and that holographic glitter that I had mentioned. This is absolutely beautiful. I believe I have worn this once on its own and then once as an accent nail since the original release. And I absolutely love this shade. It is so pretty. As I had mentioned, I had a hard time deciding on a pink shade from Cirque's lineup, so I actually grabbed two.
Yeah, boy.
The second shade that I picked up is called Perseus. So for Perseus, I believe the base actually is kind of like in the red family, but the magnetic pigment in here is very strong, like in the pink family. I purchased Perseus earlier this year when I realized I didn't have any like pink magnetics. Like I wanted a magnetic that was like a pink base with pink magnetic, and I didn't have any for some reason. And so I had actually purchased Perseus from the website earlier this year. I think I bought this in either January or February. For February, I was trying to do all pinks for the month, and I think that's what got me on this search for pink magnetics. Anyway, it has a fantastic formula. I have tried and purchased quite a few of Cirque's magnetics, and I think the only magnetic that I found that like I didn't love the magnetization, there was a holographic magnetic release a few years ago, and the yellow in that one, it didn't have a super strong pull. I feel like that's the only magnetic that I can think of off the top of my head from Cirque that I say I didn't really love the magnetization on. Speaking of magnetics, I also pulled out Cirque's Ruby Slipper. This is a red base magnetic with like a red magnetic shimmer, and I feel like it has like a little bit of like an orangey gold color shift as well. I say I'm not the biggest red polish lover. That's not necessarily true. Just like my whole life, I always thought I didn't like red, and then one day I found out I do in fact like red. I pulled this one out because the way the magnetic particles look in this, the particle size is really pretty, and like the size of the particle in here, just it reminds me of unicorn pee. There's no unicorn pee in this polish, just to make that clear. Just I feel like the way the particles look just remind me of it for some reason. I wore this one as a accent nail a few months ago. For my orange shade, I knew that I was likely going to pick something from the Vice collections, and so I ended up picking out Pyro. I can't remember at this time if Pyro has been re-released or not. This particular bottle is from 2022. It has faded a little bit since when I got it. Like I can tell the cabochon is quite brighter in color than what I'm seeing in the bottle. But what I'm seeing in the bottle, it's still a really bright orange shade. So believe it or not, it once used to be a lot brighter. I looked up the description before I started recording to verify that Cirque did in fact describe this as an orange. The official description that I was able to find online said it is a red orange. Cirque's Vice collections are a collection that like I always look forward to every single year. I have not yet seen, I almost said I haven't seen spoilers yet for the Vice collection. It's literally August. The Vice collection happened already. What the hell? Ignore me, I'm tired. Like when I think about that there was once a time in my nail polish buying life that I didn't buy the Cirque Vice collections, I want to shake Nicole the past for that decision. You'll see going through this video that I have quite a few things from the Vice collections that I picked out. Similar to my issue with picking just one pink, I couldn't pick just one yellow. The first yellow that I picked out is Urbanized. This bottle is from 2020, it looks like. I think Urbanized might have gotten discontinued already. Urbanized had been around for quite a long time. So I would best describe this color as like a mustardy type of yellow. And there once was a time in my nail polish purchasing life where I did not like mustard yellows at all. I can't remember if I bought this in a D-stash or if I bought it directly from Cirque. I can't remember which one. I didn't realize how thick mine is. It's got like a pretty decent fill on because I've worn it a bunch. One thing I realized while I was swatching these is I forgot to swap out the brush for a lot of them. But Urbanized is just a beautiful, like this is like the, if you want like the perfect like mustard yellow, this is it. And like, again, I didn't realize how thick it was until I started swatching it. So like it looks a little thick in the live swatch because it needed thinner and I didn't put thinner in it. For my second yellow, because I can't, I picked out a gold. This one is called Fizz. This was originally released, the label says 2017. I actually purchased this one from Live Love Polish. If memory serves correctly, I'm pretty sure this was a Live Love Polish exclusive. If you don't know what Live Love Polish is, Live Love Polish was the people behind Mooncat were behind Live Love Polish. And they used to be a nail polish stockist page where you can buy a whole slew of different brands on that one website. It was kind of like PPU, but without like as many limited editions. It was open all month long, whereas PPU was only open for like 3 days. 4 days, whatever, how many days. And quite a few of the brands that were available on Live Love Polish would have exclusives, and Cirque did like quite a few releases on there that were limited. I feel like the days of stockist pages for like base here in the US, I feel like they're definitely dwindling down. I don't feel like they're as popular as they used to be, which is really a bummer because the concept of just shopping multiple brands in one place, I feel like is really, really great as the consumer. But anyway, I would say this is a pale gold glitter that has like a mixture of like gold holographic glitter and then metallic gold glitters. Maybe has some silver glitter in there as well. I still remember when I bought this one. When I bought this, it was in the middle of winter and it actually got delivered like in the middle of a snowstorm and it sat in my mailbox overnight, and I was so scared that the polishes were going to get like messed up by being in like the ice cold mailbox overnight, and you know, they were fine. Like I've worn this a bunch of times. I don't remember the name of the release. I feel like it might have been like a holiday thing. I don't have the other ones in that release. I talked myself out of it, but I did get this one because, you know, gold. For my greens, I could not decide on one, so I did two. For the first green, I picked up Hustle. So Hustle originally came out quite a few years ago and I bought it quite a few years ago. I did swatch the 2025 version of Hustle just so that in case my original one might have faded a little bit, I wanted to make sure to swatch out the one that was going to be like closest to what you can currently buy. And I'm pretty sure this is still on the Cirque website, and I'm fairly confident that this is part of the creme de la creme polishes that came out back in like June or July. So these are currently priced at $10.50 on the Cirque website, whereas their cream they're usually $12.50. And also, just as a note, for the creme de la cremes that they have currently, I believe the price is going to go to $12.50 by the end of summer. Just saying, the creme de la cremes were fantastic. I hope Cirque does more of them. But back to Hustle. Hustle is a fantastic chartreuse green. So it's very strong in like the yellowy green family. So like it's kind of, do I have 3 yellows or do I have 2 greens? You decide. But I absolutely love Hustle, hence why like I bought it. It is just a fantastic polish. I will say though, I feel like I remember this one also being a stainer, but I find in general, Anything that looks like this is usually a stainer 9 times out of 10, I find, and I wear them anyway. There's just something about chartreuses, ugly greens, ugly yellows that like I really, really love. This has very like 1970s vibes, and even though I wasn't alive in the 70s, I feel like if I was, I would have loved this. And my second green is Cirque's Cyber. This is another one that was in one of the Vice collections. Also, if you don't know, Cirque's Vice collections are their neon releases. They do them every single year. I think they started doing them in like 2016, maybe 2015, somewhere around there. This bottle of Cyber came out in the 2018 Vice collection. When you're seeing the live swatch footage here on the side, it desperately needs thinner.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Basically what happened is I was going to swap out the brushes, and then I couldn't find my replacement brushes. And then when I didn't find the brushes, I forgot to do the thinner. So what ended up happening is that like it looked a little chunky and lumpy. So I put top coat on top of it, hoping you guys wouldn't be able to tell it looked a little chunky and lumpy. This has a really great formula. It is also incredibly difficult to swatch out color accurately. Picture like a cartoon grass green, but make it neon. And that's what I would describe this color as. It is a super bright, saturated acid trip kind of green. Can I say acid trip kind of? It's a really bright green. I absolutely love Cyber. I believe the 2018 Vice collection might have been the first Vice collection that I bought in whole.
Wrong.
Or the first Vice collection that I bought at all.
Yes!
I hemmed and hawed on the Vices for a long time because like the price point for a cream at the time, I didn't think creams were like truly worth spending like $10 on. Color me silly now because I think my most expensive cream that I bought now is like $14, maybe $13, somewhere around there. So like I find it really funny how, let's see, just 7 years ago, $10 for a cream was a tough sell on me, and now here I am willingly spending $14 on a cream. I just think that's really funny personally.
I mean, what if I don't want to live the way you live?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
I made the executive decision to do 2 blues for this as well. So the first of the blues is Cirque's Miami-Dade. If you watched my Cirque Vice video from, no, this was if you watch my Cirque Vice video from this year, you would know that I have a bit of an obsession with Miami-Dade. This originally came out in one of the early Vice collections, and Miami-Dade was one of the first Cirque polishes that I did not get that I truly regretted. It took me years to hunt down a bottle of Miami-Dade, and I just got one. I think either 2024 or 2023 is when I finally found a bottle of Miami-Dade in a D-stash. It took me ages, but I got it and I absolutely loved it. So when Cirque re-released this one in the Vice collection for 2025, I was screaming because this is a neon shade, it does have a tendency to fade a little bit. So my original bottle of Miami-Dade is a little bit different than this one. So like, I love this shade. It is a bright kind of turquoisey type shade. I will say this is another one that's a little bit hard to get color accurate. So like I tried my best for the swatch here, but like, sorry, I tried. I love Miami-Dade so much that when Cirque was doing their birthday sale this past July, and like I was adding things to my cart to grab, I almost picked up a bottle of Miami-Dade. Like I just saw the color, I was like, ooh, I want that, add to cart. And then I was like, wait a second, I have that. Not only do I have that, I have 2 bottles of that. I do not need a 3rd bottle of Miami-Dade.
Chronic problem.
Since I swatched this for the video, I have worn it once or twice. I'm not sure how many times. It's been at least once for sure, maybe twice. I am pretty sure that the Vice collection isn't available on the website anymore. Adding Nicole note, I just want to say Miami-Dade and Retail Therapy are currently the only polishes from this year's Vice collection that are still in stock on the Cirque website. However, I did just check Beyond Polish, and all of the polishes from this year's collection are still available on beyondpolish.com. So, you know, links in the description box if you're interested. So for the next blue, I had a really hard time deciding on which one. Like you can see, I obviously picked out like a cobalt blue, But Cirque has quite a few really beautiful blues in this kind of color family. And so in case anyone was curious what was on the dock that I had to decide between, I was trying to decide between Lapis Lazuli, Rhapsody in Blue, NYFW, and Mile High. I was trying to choose between those four. Rhapsody in Blue and Lapis Lazuli. Those are two Cirques that I've had for like a very long time. I think I bought those 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. I ended up deciding on going with Rhapsody in Blue, largely because I feel like out of all of the colors that I named, I feel like I've worn this one the most and I've thought about it the most. This is a really interesting one. If you saw my video for Cirque's Creme de la Cremes for earlier this year, you would have found out that, like, despite me owning a bottle of this for a very long time, I never clocked that it has like a very slight kind of purple tone to it. For some reason, I never clocked that until like I was reading the actual description that Cirque describes it as. And yeah, it has like this very faint kind of like purpley tone to it. And again, I've owned my original bottle since like 2017, 2018. And worn it so, like, it has like a major fill line. I've worn it a bunch. Imagine finding out that one of your favorite polishes ever is a completely different color than you realize.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
It does have like a little bit of like a purpley tone to it, so like it was kind of wild. I was really just like, do I know colors? Do I know anything at all when I read that? But it is an absolutely beautiful color. Pretty sure this one is currently in stock. Okay, I feel like this next shade that I picked out for purple might be a little bit controversial, but hear me out, okay? So for my favorite purple shade, I picked out Cirque's Coronation. So my reasoning for putting Coronation on this list, I currently own 3 bottles of Coronation and I have purchased it twice. I have a bottle from 2017 that I purchased when they re-released it in 2017, and I also have a bottle from 2024 that I also purchased from one of the re-releases in 2024, and Cirque also ended up sending me one in PR from the 2024 release as well. So Coronation is a violet jelly base with unicorn pea, which if you're unfamiliar is a discontinued pigment that like had the whole nail world in a tizzy. Was that 20 years ago? 15, 20 years ago, something like that. It's been a minute. And I say this every time I talk about unicorn pea in comparison to like Aurora shimmers that we're used to today and like the shimmer polishes of like now. Unicorn pea is not as visually impressive as an Aurora shimmer.
I said what I said.
But for me personally, I feel like unicorn pea has a bit of nostalgia for me. And I just remember like scrolling on like blogs and seeing people talk about unicorn pea. And like I couldn't find unicorn pea easily like in store. And like on top of the fact that like when unicorn pea was easily, like you could find it in stores, it was also in a time period of my life where my agoraphobia like kept me locked in my room. I couldn't go searching for things super easily because I could barely leave the house and I couldn't drive. So like I missed out on a lot of polishes from like, you know, way back when. I had to get very lucky at like Sally Beauty, the Walmarts, yada yada yada. But back to Coronation. So we have a purple jelly base. We have the red to gold to green unicorn pea shimmer, and then there's also like a very, I'm fairly certain that it is in fact holographic glitter, but it's a super, super fine particle size. So it doesn't dry down like super duper textured. So I forget what year, I'll put it right here. I forget what year Cirque originally released Coronation, but I believe it was originally released and sold in Nordstrom stores, and it had this cute little crown that they put on the cap. I don't own the original bottle. I think I own the second re-release or the first re-release. I'm not sure what the order is in the releases because Cirque has brought Coronation back many, many times. I'm fairly certain it's actually still available on the website.
Wrong.
I remember when I got this was around the same year, I think, when IL&P released their unicorn pea topper called the Magician. I set an alarm to pick this one up. Now, I was gonna say there was a queue on the website, but I think that was IL&P that there was a queue. When I purchased Coronation in 2017, that was like one of the first times that I can recall of buying like a really popular, much loved polish that was like super hyped up. And I believe Coronation was my first time buying a unicorn pea polish. polish. I think it might have been my very first one. And so it holds a special place in my heart for that reason. And it's also really pretty. The different releases of Coronation, I feel the batches kind of look a little bit different. Like I feel like my 2017 bottle isn't exactly the same as my 2024 bottle. I will pop the footage here. I posted this on my Instagram of like the color differences between my 2017 and my 2024. I don't recall there being a difference between my two bottles from 2024, even though the batches are different. From what memory serves, my 2017 and my 2024, the glitters seem slightly different. It's the kind of slight difference that unless you have the two side by side, I don't think your eyes would catch. It's a very slight difference. Last but certainly not least, for my favorite polishes from Cirque Colors, I have Birthday Baddie. Birthday Baddie is a white glitter crelly with a whole rainbow of glitters. There are like large hexes, small hexes, blue bar glitters, orange squares, red squares, just like a whole mix of fun glitters all in a white crelly base. I feel like I have been begging Cirque to re-release this. I freaking love this polish so much. This was originally released in 2023 for Cirque's birthday. It was a gift with purchase polish. I actually didn't pick this up from the birthday sale. I lucked out and found this in a D-stash. I got this, I think I got this last year, and this year alone, I think I've worn it twice already. And like, yeah, well, do I admit that like white glitter crellies are another like polish weakness of mine? Here's a picture of all my white glitter crellies. I might have a slight problem with them, but like I freaking love them. I know back in Cirque's like early days, they did a lot more of these kind of like glitter polishes, but I don't own any other white glitter crellies from this brand. I'm always on the lookout though, so you know, hit a girl up if you got some. Sometimes Cirque brings back their gift with purchase polishes. Cirque, if you're watching this for some reason, please bring it back. I'm not gonna buy a backup, but I want everyone else to be able to buy them. So that is it for my favorite 12 polishes from Cirque Colors. Because I wanted to keep the number of polishes down, I did not include any of my favorite chunky glitter toppers from the brand. If these do well, I might do like full-on color categories of like all of my polishes. I'm very, very close to having 7,000 bottles of nail polish in my collection. So if you guys like these style of videos, pump up that engagement, baby. Pump it up. And again, I will link the Cirque Colors website and all the polishes that I know of that are still available. I'd love to know what everyone's favorite Cirque polishes are. I'd also like to know, do you think that I missed out on any? And I know somebody is wondering why AU was not included in my favorite polishes, but the reason for that is I couldn't find my bottle. I was just wearing it the other day and I didn't put it away in the drawer, so now I don't know where it is. So I couldn't include it because I couldn't do a live swatch for it. Otherwise, AU would have made the list. If you were new and unaware,
I love gold.
Cirque's AU is their real gold topper. It has little gold flakes in it. I love that polish to pieces. I wear it all the time. But yeah, for whatever reason, when I last wore it, I did not put it away and I couldn't find it to swatch it, so.
Oops, my bad.
Before we end today's video, I want to give a very special shout out to my channel members, Shenanigans, Story Fans, your names of course, all on the screen right now. If you would like to sign up for my channel memberships, there is a link for that in the description box, or you can click join next to the subscribe button. But if you don't want to do any of that, just hit subscribe, like the video, comment, please give me some engagement. So just thank you all for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a lovely week, folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
When I get high, I ain't looking at the clock, still ballin' like Bry. Yeah, I'm headed to the Bucks, then I'm ballin' like yeah.